Okay, back with pages 2 and 3 of our Be Happy Echo Park mini album. Just a reminder, this is a 6.5 by 8 album. I've already done the part 1 video, which was the 2 inside flaps of the book, where we made just kind of the little triangle pockets, and we did the front page, or the first page. So we're gonna do page 2 and 3, some dimensions and information in case that's helpful for anybody who might be interested. Let's see what we're gonna do here. I kind of pre-cut everything this time because the last video just seemed a little long. So let's see what we're gonna do here. This one went ahead and stuck with my original plan. So for page 2, I have a pocket and then I have double flaps. And then for page 3, I went with a flap, just over kind of a base page. So that's kind of my general plan. So this is gonna be page 2. We will have some magnets. I did remember to use my corner rounder that I wanted to use for this page. I find that if I put things in front of me, that tends to help a little bit. So I went with this cute little honeycomb page because my coordinating page on the next side is the actual little honeycombs themselves. So I thought that would be sort of cute. And then we're using some of this blue. This is, I believe, boho blue from Stampin' Up! For my inside flaps. Stuck with the green again, and then I've got this pretty little floral with little dragonflies and butterflies, etc. So we're gonna kind of layer it like so, and then I'll definitely put something else on here. I'm not exactly sure what, but there will definitely be something to kind of pull it together. I might do a cut apart or something else, but I'll probably decorate everything kind of at the end. I didn't ink, so we're gonna have to do that, and then we will assemble. So I did the pocket down here at the bottom. It's about 3 inches, give or take. And then the flaps I actually have set to be the full length of the page, which is 7 3/4, sorry. 7 3/4 is the length of the page. So I did go all the way down, which will create some journaling space for people or give you a little more room for pictures if you wanted to do pictures on these inside flaps. I'm going to magnet this one since I'm going over a pocket and I have the double flap. So I have to remember to do my magnets before we adhere things. Darken this up a little bit. Okay, so we'll do that one. This one. Cover up for my pocket. And just like I did on the front page pocket or the page 1 pocket, I am going to just tape this directly down without doing the folds, because I do want the pocket to be a little bit tighter and lay a little bit flatter, especially since I'm going over it with the flaps. So I do want it to be kind of situated. All right, interior flap. Oh, my sponge is getting a little beat up. That's how much I ink. My sponge is getting mangled. And this is just kind of, I think it's called soot is the color. It's kind of a generic grayish black. And then the last one here. So I pre-cut, but I didn't pre-ink for you. Piece of sponge. Might be time to retire this one. Okay, that should take care of that. Okay. So we will build kind of from the top down or top out, bottom out, which means we need to get our pages on here first. Grab some tape. I did miter these edges just a hint, so we didn't have any sort of fold over. So since the flaps are going to go over the pocket, we need to lay those down first, then we can do our pocket, and then we can do papers. The background paper on the base page we'll probably put down before the pocket though, just so we don't have to tuck that in there. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure this is the front side, that cute little flap and a pocket. So we're gonna take the first side and just fold this up a bit. I'm gonna remember to do it right this time. Gives me just a little bit of a crease. I'm gonna bring it to this edge here and go all the way to that edge. I wanna make sure I line it up nice and flush, top to bottom. Okay, looks good. Then we'll press just that one, hold and pull. So we get that nice. And then we will grab our little burnish, boop, boop. Same thing on this side. We're just going to pull up a little bit. And we're going to, same thing, a little bit of a twiggy something off of there. Maybe start with the not taped edge. That way I'm not committing. But kind of trying to line it up in the corners. Line it up at the top here, make sure I'm good. Okay, and then move it, of course. That should be good. Okay, I'll hold and pull. All right, so we've got our flaps. Cute. Now we're going to get our interior paper. I'm gonna lay that one down first before I do the pocket, that way, because that does tuck in a little bit. So we will get our adhesive. And let's tuck that just a little bit up there. I like to give it just a little bit of a border, right, with the black. And then we'll use our thinner tape. This is like a 1/4 of an inch for our pocket, so that we're maintaining as much of the pocket space as possible. Where did my little tear tool go? There we go. We'll do our 3 edges. One more. And I do still do that down here too, just because I don't want to mess it up. And I'm going to debate if I want to trim this a little bit, because I did this the same. So I think I might trim this a little bit before I commit. I'm going to kind of tuck it down here and play with it. Yeah, I don't think I love that. So I think I actually need to trim this just a hair. I started thinking about that. Because maybe I'll just grab another one. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna grab another one. I'll tuck that aside for another pocket. That way I don't have to cut through the tape. Okay, so 6 1/4, so I think I'm gonna go to 6. See what 6 looks like. Oh yeah, 6 is nice. 6 fits nicely and still allows me to fold flat. Okay, so just grabbed another little scrap. We went with 6 instead. Always good to look before we commit. Let's tape one more time. I just really didn't want to cut through that adhesive. I want to mess up my blades. And I hate to throw away adhesive. I can certainly use that little black strip somewhere else. So that's not a problem. I'm finding that I like kind of jotting down my plans for pages. It kind of gives me just a little bit of direction, and I find I'm not staring and stumbling quite as much. And then I also find I don't get bored by the end of the book. Sometimes, even though they're only, what, the 4 pages or 8 pages, I guess, by the end, I'm just like, this can just be a page, who cares? Who needs folds and flaps and pockets and whatnot? So by jotting it down, kind of forces me to be thinking about it. Okay. So we're gonna put that on there, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm covering the floral on both sides, this piece here. Yeah, I think I'm good. Okay, there we go. And that's our green. Now the only thing about decorating at the end, oh, let's see, that one has to be trimmed a little bit too. Gosh darn it. The only thing about decorating at the end is I definitely then have that whole, oh, what if I wanted to use ribbon there kind of thing. Okay, didn't have to cut on adhesive on that one, so that's good. I do love ribbon, and I'll certainly add ribbon into this book somewhere, and I could still pull up little edges and whatnot if I wanted to, so we'll see. We'll see if the ribbon catches my attention. All right, so boom. Now, I am gonna do magnets, so I just have to kind of think that ahead. I think I'm gonna go that way. So we're gonna have paper here. We're gonna have paper on the inside. I'm gonna use my thinner magnets, so I'm gonna do the magnets as close to the to each other as possible. So I'll do the magnet here and then here so that they touch. So let's kind of see how we're gonna do this. I've got my little set of magnets. These I get off of Amazon for really reasonably priced, which is handy. And I just buy them, I think like in 100 or something. So that's a lot of room. Okay. So I put them together, and then I'm gonna put the tape in the middle here so that I remember where that goes. And we're going to see where this is gonna, I think it'll fold to there, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna tape that one down first, okay? Notice I'll cover that so you won't see it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take another piece of tape. I'm gonna tape the other side of this magnet so they still are kissing, if you will. I'll hold that down. I'm gonna fold the flap over, rub, rub, rub. Ta-da, now I've got my magnet flap. And you can see, so even though that's magnetic, it's not super tight. These are cheapy magnets. They're not super good magnets. If you want good magnets, you have to pay more money. So, but these work. These get the job done. All right, so we can take off our adhesive here. Oops. And we will cover up that one. And we rounded the edges on this insert as well. Okay, boom. And then we're gonna put our little outside on this one. Definitely took me a minute to practice with magnets before I sort of got it. Okay, so you can see doing these both like this, I definitely am gonna want something, right? Okay, so that's gonna be the interior here. I like this blue. I like a solid color. I think it breaks up all the pattern, and then it kind of brings out that blue here. Now we're gonna have this one. I am probably heavy on adhesive compared to other people. I don't know. My thought is if I'm putting the thing together, I want it to stay together. So after spending $1 zillion on paper and tools, I'm not gonna cheap out on adhesive. Okay, so now I've got my cute little flap. Definitely gonna put something here eventually. I don't know, something. We'll see what I end up doing, but I'm gonna do something. That won't stay quite that plain. But what I have here is a little pocket. At some point when I'm done and I start decorating, this will be where these cut aparts come into play, and I can tuck those in there. I'll mat these so that they can be a photo mat on one side and then the cute little thing on the other. So there will definitely be some inserts into the pockets. Okay? Okay, so page 1, page 2. And now let's assemble page 3. Come here. This one will also have a magnet, which Can get a little tricky, but the magnet's going to be over here, so I think it will not interfere with the other ones, because sometimes they kick off, especially if you have magnets on both sides. So I'll have to think about that for the back side with a magnet, because they can get a little, I don't know, fighting with each other. Okay, we didn't ink, so let's ink. My sponge is falling apart. I'm kind of trying to ink it off the side here so it's not falling apart on my pile. Again, I pre-cut. This one is going to be also a little flap. It'll just be a single flap. I'm not adding a pocket, but I could add a photo mat onto the paper that I've got going on the inside, and I'll show you that in a minute. So this will be the outside with these cute little bees. On the inside, I don't like that, right? So on the inside, I'm gonna mirror the honeycomb that we've already seen, and I'm gonna mirror the blue, and I curved those edges. And then kind of the same thing as I have here. I have this, it was a little short, so I just cut this little strip of blue, which I think will work just fine. And then, so I could put, again, I could put a photo mat here. I'll think about that. I don't necessarily like to, I guess, commit to photos, because who knows, somebody could want to layer photos or have one big photo or a bunch of little photos. And if I put a photo mat, it sort of locks them in to some degree, especially if it's somebody who gets this book who maybe doesn't know how to adjust. Like, oh, I could put a picture and then I could journal. So I tend to, you know, not want to clue in too much. This, we're going to go super light on the inking just because it's so thin. Just gonna kind of run it down the edges here. I don't want it to look dirty. I just want it to kind of look, I guess, finished maybe. So just going super light down these edges. There we go, just enough. Okay. One more little piece. Oh, got a little heavy over there, oh well. These are nice because little journaling blocks and whatnot. There's a couple cute little, in the ephemera packs, there's a couple little journaling kind of dies that I thought I've seen that I might add into this. So like something like this, you know, you could kind of do like that. And then it's just a little spot to journal. They also have this cute little one for journaling. So a couple little things that I'll definitely use from the ephemera pack when we embellish. Okay, so we've inked everything. Let's assemble. We'll start with our flap because that'll be our kind of lowest item or closest to our base page. So let's put on a flap. This is our flap, same trick. Pull and fold just a bit. This one is not the full length. I didn't want the pages to be mirrored. Sometimes I do that. I mirror pages and they're literally identical. This one I decided not to. So I am going to kind of center it, but I am going to eyeball it. I am not going to take the time to measure. So I'm just kind of looking, and that looks pretty good. Mostly I care about getting it to the edge. Okay, hold, pull, and we've got a flap. Now we will put our backing in there. And this, ooh, wait for it. We have to magnet. So, whew, almost missed it. Okay, so let's decide where our magnets are gonna go. I'm gonna grab some tape. These are my gross scissors that I use for adhesives. These are old school Creative Memories. You can see they're pretty disgusting. I have good ones and then I have gross ones. Okay, so make our magnets kiss. Mwah. Let's see here. We'll put it on this flap. I'm putting on the interior flap. Oh, is that gonna cover? Okay. That's the other thing, because I cut this in part. All right, we're good. So I'm just gonna have to cut that adhesive. That's okay. Okay, so gonna smushy, smushy, smushy. Kiss, kiss, kiss. And with that, this one can stay. This one's gonna have to get cut. So I'm gonna pull this up a little bit here. I'm gonna cut right down to that edge. I'll put other adhesive on here, so I'm not worried about that, but I didn't want it to dangle out from under the yellow. So we'll leave that there for a minute. Make sure, yep, okay. Before we start laying down paper and we're really committed. I'll do some of this cute check on the back somewhere. It's a cute little check, way cuter than the yellow one on the other side. All right, so I feel like that's right side up, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna tuck this up to the edge because I do want my little blue border strip to have space. Nice down there. Now, this little tiny strip would be difficult to do this. I think we're just gonna put this through our cute little Xyron. I have had this thing for a million years. It's kind of a waste because that's a lot of adhesive I just kind of wasted. But I love my Xyron. It's really great for ribbon, which is usually what I use about this size. So Xyrons are awesome. Interestingly, I've never had good luck with bigger Xyrons, only the little ones. But now I've got a sticker and sticky fingers, there we go. I've got our little strip. I'm gonna line it up best as I can, leaving a little space. Beautiful. So yeah, here I could do like a photo mat, right? I could do a couple things there if I wanted to, and I might. I just haven't decided yet. So let's put on our pretty little yellow. Move this for our magnet. Okay. There we go. Just covers that. Nice. And down here. Okay. And I might, you know, do something here. I haven't quite decided if I want to kind of like put something there. That'll kind of just extra help that magnet stay down. So that's a maybe. And then we've got our other side here with our cute little bees flying around. Now what I will probably go back and do on this one is add some ribbon, which I'll just tuck under here since that side has the two and there's not enough space. So I think I'll do a ribbon like right there. I was actually looking at these little tags that came with the ephemera, but I just didn't love what they gave me. And then I didn't want it to kind of be odd on that side. So I kind of liked it over here, but I didn't like it on the inside. So sometimes you think it's gonna work out and then it just doesn't. But here we have pages 2 and 3, both flaps, both magnetic, journaling space, pocket space. We're moving right along. Thanks for watching.